Hello everyone, welcome to Yadnya Investment Academy. Today we are going to do a mutual fund review. Let me first explain the methodology of the review. We will list and review the fund on various parameters and rate each parameter by green, yellow or red star. Green star means good performance, yellow star means average performance and red means below average performance. In the end, based on the total number of green, yellow and red star respectively, you can take a call to buy this fund or not. Please remember, all the fund parameters we are going to discuss here are based on 18th April 2017 data as reference, and we only review regular and growth plans of mutual funds. In this video, we are going to review fund name SBI Bluechip Fund, which is a large cap fund launched in 2006. Before going into review, let's understand about fund's objectives. The fund invests primarily in equity stocks and is ideal fund for long-term capital appreciation. It invests among the largest 100 companies in India. Now let's start the detailed review on each parameter. First, the fund belongs to SBI Mutual Fund family, which is currently India's 5th biggest fund house in terms of asset under management out of more than 45 fund houses, and was established in 1988, so is also among the oldest fund houses. So for being a very large and experienced fund house, we give a green star here. Bluechip Fund was launched in February 2006. This means it is active for more than 10 years now. So for being a relatively old and experienced fund which has seen all major ups and downs, we give it a green star here too. Fund is categorized in large cap category as it invests majorly in large cap stocks. There is no fixed definition of large cap, but mostly they are considered as companies which are part of top 80% of market cap of the listed companies. Now moving to next, this fund has a large asset under management of 12,586 crores and ranks 4th biggest actively managed large cap fund among a population of more than 40. So this high asset under management speaks volume about fund's consistent performance and investors' trust in the fund management, hence deserves a green star. Now let's talk about the moolah, that is the returns. We will first talk about the trailing returns from 18th April date and then talk about the calendar returns. In trailing returns, we can see the fund has consistently beaten its benchmark index, that is BSE 100, as well as large cap category average across 3, 5 and 10 years. Last 1 year returns are close to average. Trailing return performance clearly shows very good fund performance, and especially 5-year trailing return is outstanding and is among top 3 in the category. Now looking at calendarized returns of last 10 years, that is 2007 to 2016, which means returns from 1st Jan to 31st December of a calendar year, we can see two clear divide in the performance. Performance before 2012 is close to category average and from 2012 is exceptional. There have been 2 instances when fund was beaten by both benchmark and category, that is in 2007 and 10. And great performing years are 2012, 13, 14 and 2015, all recent years. In bad markets of 2008 and 2011, the fund could only manage fall as bad as others. So what changed from 2012? The fund manager changed. We will discuss about that in just a bit. Now looking at this, overall fund's calendar year performance is good as they have beaten both benchmark and category average 6 times out of 10, and 5 out of these 6 years are last 5 years, that is 2012 to 2016. So fund's recent year performance is surely exceptional. So with this kind of recent year performances and their 3 and 5 year trailing returns, we tend to give this fund 2 green stars, but average performance during market falls of 2008 and 2011 makes us hold back, and hence we give this fund 1 green and 1 yellow star on this parameter. Next important parameter is fund manager. The fund is managed by Miss Sohini Andani since September 2010. Sohini is BCom and CA. She is working with SBI since 2007. The fund's performance has seen an inflection point since Miss Sohini's joining, and we would also want to mention leadership change with Mr. Navneet joining as CIO and R. Srinivasan joining as Head of Equity in 2009, which paved the path for better processes and turning around the overall fund house performance. Sohini also manages SBI Magnum Mid Cap Fund since 2010, which as name suggests is a small and mid cap category fund and has an asset under management of more than 3500 crores. It is a low risk and average return small mid cap fund. Even for this fund, the performance has seen marked improvement since Sohini's joining in 2010. Looking at Ms. Sohini's stability and change in fund's performance since her joining, we give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is top stock holdings of the fund and understanding the fund's diversification. As on 18th April, fund has 52 stocks in portfolio with top 5 contributing close to 20%. Current debt or cash allocation is fairly large at around 15% and rest is in equity. Fund has very good diversification in portfolio and weightage of top 5 companies is lower than our benchmark of 25% and hence we give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is sector diversification. Top 3 sectors contribute to close to 41% and fund has one of the best sector diversification in the category and hence deserves a green star. Next are expenses. Expense ratio of this fund is 1.98%, which is one of the lowest in the category and is much better than average expense ratio of this category, that is 2.35%. Exit load of the fund is 1% if investment is redeemed in first 365 days of investment, which is what most large caps do. So overall, due to good expense ratio, we give this parameter a green star. Now those who like numbers, let's discuss few important ratios too. Standard deviation, a measure of volatility and risk, is lower than the benchmark and category, which means it takes lower risk than them. Beta 2 is a measure of risk and is also lower than the category. Alpha, which measures the risk adjusted returns, so 8.8 alpha means it can perform 8.8% better than the benchmark. So amazingly, even by taking lower risk, it has much better alpha, that is return potential, than the category. So this means this fund is low risk and high return profile fund. Last is P ratio of the portfolio, which is 22.8 and is lower than the benchmark's PE of 24.9. So the fund is clearly low risk and high return category fund with good PE and therefore deserves a green star. Few other important info to note about the fund is that it is a large cap focused fund, but do invest in mid caps as well. It has 83% investment in large caps and rest in mid caps and small caps. And this table here shows how rupees 10,000 SIP would have performed in various time frames and prove the very good performance and great returns this fund has given continuously. So if we calculate, we got total 9 green stars and only 1 yellow star, and not being able to manage market falls very well, the only concerning factor for this fund. To summarize, SBI Bluechip Fund is a large cap fund which has low risk and high return profile. The fund invests mainly in top 100 companies in terms of market capitalization, with the flexibility to invest up to 20% in mid cap stocks. After a very average performance till 2011, this fund has managed to beat its benchmark and category by convincing margin in each of the last 5 years. Fortune changed with new management team and new fund manager Ms. Sohini Andani, who is an experienced portfolio manager. Ms. Sohini is an astute stock picker and doesn't go too overweight on any sector or stocks compared to benchmark. Fund's 3 and 5 years performance are among the best. In last 5 years, fund has surely set up itself as a consistent performer led by an experienced and disciplined management team. We would love to see this performance in coming years as well. That is all we have on this topic. If you have any question, please do write in the comment section below. Have a great time ahead.